Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
All right, so we probably should start talking about this. So the Game Awards were this week. I didn't actually watch for the first time in a long time, and because I was at work. But I kept seeing on True Achievements, where I go for most of my news, all the stuff coming up. There was nothing that really jumped out at me, unfortunately.
It was Witcher 4.
Witcher 4?
Exists. I mean, it did get an award because it hasn't done anything yet, but it does exist.
They do have a category for most anticipated game, which gets an award, which I always find funny.
Oh, yeah.
How can you give an award for a game that hasn't come out just because people are excited about it?
And how is it not Grand Theft Auto 6?
Do people care about Grand Theft Auto 6? I don't.
Or Fallout, or Skyrim, or... Trust me, Witcher 4 should not be the winner of that category.
I think anticipated has to be that there's at least something
to
confirm its existence.
Yeah, well, we know Elder Scrolls 6, but
yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Do we? What do we know about it?
Well, I will admit, there was one game I sort of like, which I'm looking forward to, Outer Worlds 2, which has been my sort of mixed between, as close as we'll get to a Fallout.
Did they show footage of that? I guess maybe I should have watched this.
They confirmed it with a brilliant new trailer. I have not seen it yet, but it's coming out next year.
Brilliant new trailer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Their words or your words?
Their words.
Oh, it certainly sounded like he was reading something when he said it.
Yes. I have not seen the trailer, so I cannot confirm whether it's brilliant or not.
Breaking his rule, Dan. He read something.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but I know it's true.
Wait, so just to clarify, though, the rule isn't that he's not allowed to read, right? It's just that he can't.
He just doesn't want to. Well, clearly he can.
I've explained it very well. There's a I read very little. I can't sit down and read a book. That's what I mean by I can't read. It doesn't work. I'm trying to listen to audiobooks.
You used to read a lot of books. You actually used to be quite well read when we were younger.
Yeah, I used to read all the time, and then I moved to Canberra, and
All the Halo books.
Something about Canberra.
you don't catch public transport, and I'm not gonna. That's the only time I really read, because I don't know, if I'm home, I'm gonna play Xbox.
Can't read a book while you're on your scooter?
No, surprisingly,
Different laws.
sort of frowned upon it. I do ride past people who watch movies in their car, which scares me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure I've told you this
what?
before, but they changed the law here shortly after we moved. And people were complaining about it and saying, "No, you're not allowed to use your phone while you're driving anymore." And I was like, "You were allowed to?"
We've not been allowed to for a while, but there's a push at the moment. There's, on buses and things, there's picture of a cop getting narky at someone and it says, "Don't be on your phone."
Oh, people are doing it.
What would possess you to fucking be on your phone while you're driving?
Look,
I can barely change the song while driving.
In Australia, it wasn't even like because of smartphones. We just weren't allowed to use our phones before that.
It was like that for ages. Yeah. That's why when I moved here, I just assumed that law was everywhere because it's so sensible. It's like, just don't be on your phone. Like,
Don't be doing the knitting either. Don't do anything but driving the car.
Yeah.
You're knitting, putting on your makeup, doing your hair, drinking your coffee. Drinking your
I
coffee.
noticed something strange.
People go,
Yeah, I
"Okay,
drink
I'm
a
not
coffee.
allowed to do this, so I'm just going to do this. And I'll put it on speaker and I'll do this, and I'm still not paying attention." It's like no, you fucking jeez.
The amount of people I see on like YouTube or Twitch and stuff where they're streaming themselves and they're talking to the camera and reading comments. I'm sort of like,
That's crazy.
how?
Was that guy who crashed the McLaren recently?
Jake Doherty or Josh Doherty or something.
Some twat.
Yeah.
I'll
He's
say,
very,
Matt,
very
and
rich,
it's maybe
but
a
just
Gen Z
weak.
thing, but this is the closest I've seen someone put a phone to their face in a long, long time.
Sure.
I've not seen this for
Really?
a long time.
You don't see me on the phone then.
Yeah.
I can't remember
I don't
the last
want- I don't
time
want it
I
on
used this as a
speaker.
phone.
I don't want other people to hear what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not doing anything nefarious. I just
Not
don't
that
want you to know
perverted
what I'm
stuff.
doing.
Actually,
It's not against the law.
It's one of my pet peeves when people walk around like this talking in the speaker. No, put it up. That's shrewd.
When people in watch a video don't have fucking headphones on. Like,
Yeah.
When did
Like,
that
what's
become
that?
socially acceptable? I didn't agree to that.
Welcome to old man gasm. Just back to things people do in their cars before we move completely opposite. I've noticed while walking my dog a lot of people just sit in their cars. Like, because I look at cars. I like cars. I like looking at them. I like looking at them going, oh, would I have that car? Would I not have that car?
Sure.
But I have to look away quite a bit because sometimes I notice, oh, there's someone sitting in that car. But like, these are parked
You
cars.
go,
I have a
Would
theory.
I have that dog or would I not have that dog?
I have a
I
theory
reckon
about
one in
this.
5 parked cars has a person sitting in it.
No, I have a theory about this. They
on,
see
it's
they're about
their
to get out of the
house.
car, and they see this guy intently staring at their car, and you go, "Oh, I'm going to wait till this guy goes past because I don't know if he's looking at me." He's gonna
So you
steal
think
the
all these cars
car."
have just pulled in? Yeah.
Yep, and they're scared of you.
Maybe I
just
just work
staring
in
at
live in an area where there's a lot of, I don't know, children's music lessons, and it's parents waiting for their kids to come back out. I don't know. I never sit in my car. I'm never sitting in my car. I'm either driving somewhere and getting out, or I'm driving home and getting out.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, very rarely am I just sat in there.
So
And
people
even
put the
if I
seat
was
back and on
waiting
their
for
phone.
someone,
What are you doing?
I'd be out of the car still. I couldn't just sit there. Even if I was waiting for someone to come back, I'd be
I
up
mean,
walking around.
I
or-
joked before, but there is a bigger movement these days for people who just live in there. So
Sure. Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Just people living in there.
That is more of an American thing, though. I will put that
Is
out
it?
there.
Okay.
There's not many, not as many.
There was a lady living in a van on my street. It's a nice street, and she was parked near the park, and she lived there quietly and happily in her van. I used to see her every morning emptying her slop bucket,
Oh,
and I don't know how sloppy it was. I saw that, saw it from a
Grey
distance.
water or black
while
water,
walking.
who
Yeah,
knows?
that's right.
Brown
But
water.
yeah,
yeah,
And one
that's
day- Go on.
yeah. The waste is the problem.
Yeah.
it's one of the problems.
Yes, one of the many problems.
Yeah. But hey, just buy a house. What's the problem?
Yeah, what's the
Buy
problem?
yourself a house, yeah.
Yeah. Stop eating avocado on toast and buy a house.
It's
the
that
trick.
easy.
Yeah.
Get some baked beans on toast. Get yourself a mortgage.
Don't eat baked beans on toast here very much. I'm one of the few in Rhode Island that enjoys
Oh.
baked beans on toast, I think.
In that they don't eat baked beans, or they don't eat them on toast.
They don't eat baked beans. You can get them, but
Okay,
they're not that common. Also, they've all got
really?
they've all got
Maybe out west,
bits of
Matt,
meat
because
in them.
Oh
is-
no!
it's weird.
I don't want meat in a can.
I have to buy vegetarian baked beans just to get normal baked beans.
Oh, whereas that's
Vegetarian baked
all
beans.
we really have. But no, I don't think that's like baked beans aren't an American thing. Like I just go to Blazing Saddles, and that's what they were eating, and like it's,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My go-to was Brokeback Mountain, but same thing.
yeah.
Same movie, just a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch till halfway in one. Pause. Watch till from halfway to the end in the other, and just pretend you've watched one confusing movie.
And then alternate
About cowboys.
between the order that you do that, which movie you do it with.
Now I do need to ask: who else has been playing Indiana Jones? And what do you
have.
think?
I
Oh,
assume Matt has too. I've got
Yeah.
quite a lot to say about it, actually.
Yeah, me
I'll let
too.
Matt go first because he's got the hat on.
yeah,
I'm going to
it's
take it off
fair.
because it doesn't work with my headphones. I feel like Flint Dibble.
I like Flint Dibble, and I like his hat.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm playing it a lot, but when I think about it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of annoying. But I am playing it a lot, so oh, yeah, and I am enjoying it. It's just that I think it's
I'm enjoying it sometimes.
yeah.
I think
that's how
a lot of
feel
people
about
got
it.
a shock. I think a lot of people were expecting it to be a lot worse than
Better?
what it is.
Worse?
Yeah.
No, I was not expecting it to be worse than this.
No, I think a lot of people were expecting it to be bad.
It's not
It's
good.
not- It's not bad. Well, that's the thing. Though. I think it is good at times. At times, it's very good, and then at other times, it's boring.
The story is good, and I find myself wanting to get back into the story. But if this was if this
Look,
was an Indiana Jones, I would
The
have
stealth
stopped
stuff
playing
is
it.
annoying. It reminds
Yes.
me of Dishonored in a way, and I think I've gotten into a rhythm with the stealth stuff where I just kind of try it for a bit and then I get bored and I just punch everybody. But
Just
it is
punch
very easy
everyone.
to get overwhelmed by
Yeah.
fascists.
But I find the combat very unsatisfying.
yeah, it's not very good.
Well, it's not really
I agree.
about the combat. It is meant to be more of a stealth game than a combat game.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe,
Which
but I
is-
find that there's a lot of. Well, I mean, I'm still in Venice, but I'm early stages. But I find there's a lot of times where
Venice or
I have to
Vatican
fight dudes.
City?
What did I say? Venice, yeah.
Yeah,
Vatican.
I was going to say, you come further than me. Fucking hell.
No. I'm thinking of Last
Last
Crusade.
Crusade.
The story does ramp up quite a bit later. There's decent cutscenes coming up later in the game, and the story does ramp up a little up quite later in the
I hadn't
game.
even heard about the large sphere I'm supposed to be interested in until recently in the game.
I assume the large sphere is the Earth that I'm living on, and that's just why they
yeah.
called it that.
It's just where it's set.
Should I say?
In a way, it is.
It
I mean,
is.
they say it in the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer tells you what it is.
Yes, the Great Circle is Earth.
Right.
Well, yeah, right. Have you finished, Luke?
No, I've actually I'm actually stuck.
Stuck.
My game is
Awesome.
broken.
Oh, no.
Well, that's not good.
So I've got up to the part where I'm in a jungle, and I have to just jump across this very small jump and grab onto a vine. It won't catch the vine. I cannot continue any further. And I've tried
I
restarting.
find the it might not be a bug because or maybe it is, but I find the collision detection and it's not great. Just generally speaking, in this, it's not very precise.
I've tried for
especially
an hour.
for
This
puzzles.
is a bug.
Yeah, right.
One thing I think, speaking of bugs, I've had some funny bugs, and then also just some funny, I guess, Bethesda-isms where there's been a couple of times where somebody just appears out of thin air, and I'm like, how the fuck did you get there? Like, for example, I left Father Antonio down in the catacombs, and I ran back up to go do something else. And when I get to the top of the stairs, he's there, and he goes, "Wow, Indiana, I can't believe we found that." And I'm like, "How the fuck did you get here?"
Yeah.
I did notice that.
That happens a few times. And then there's another one too where
he
I'm
was
talking
right
about-
behind me when I found it.
Yeah, right.
So I was down there by myself, found it, turned around. He's like, "Thanks for that."
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
"Did
a
you know
job,
where
huh?"
this was?"
How the fuck did you get here?
You just told me about this.
He's
And
like,
there's
"It's a
another time I was-
marquee you're using."
I'm talking to him in his office, and we're like Indy and he are both standing there looking, facing towards the door, and then all of a sudden the camera pans and that Father Ventura, the bad guys, suddenly there, and they're both like, "Ugh." It's like, you didn't see him walk in the fucking door? Doesn't matter, it just makes me laugh.
I like being Indiana
It's very
Jones.
Bethesda-y.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying
But you know
it.
what's a better Indiana Jones game than this?
Fate of Atlantis.
Tomb Raider.
Oh, yeah. I've
Oh,
been playing it for a
no,
while.
it's not.
I haven't
Yes, it
punched a
is.
single Nazi yet. I've got to say that.
I've punched many Nazis. You come up
Punched
to
a lot
Nazis soon.
I've punched a lot of Italian fascists, but no
Yes.
Nazis.
No,
A
you
lot,
do.
lot of black shirts.
Nazis, you run into Nazis very soon.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yep.
That's who I want to punch.
Yeah.
You do get I guess I'll keep a lookout for this. There are more disguises around. I guess I'm being vague because I don't want to spoil anything, but that's actually very useful, and I wish I'd known to look out for that earlier.
There's not a
I
lot.
wish I could see it when you're wearing it.
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Look, but yeah, there's not a lot of disguises.
Sure,
So,
but particularly in I mean, I don't want to be spoiling. In Vatican
Just
City,
say
there's
it.
one that's
It's only me.
very useful, and I wish I'd had it
The
before
Pope.
some fucking around.
Yeah. But you will actually find you probably couldn't unlock that earlier.
Oh, okay, that might be true.
Yeah, so like in another level where I was looking for it, I couldn't get it until I did like the main story and got to a certain point, and then I could unlock it. So
Disguise.
it's
Yeah, right.
it's not something you can get from straight away. So don't
Okay.
worry too much.
Okay. Just want to say, there'd be a
Well, I'm
lot
just gonna
of
wait for-
conscious Italian men if I didn't have to punch them out. That's all I'm saying.
I just gotta
My
wait
tactic
for
is basically I will sometimes just run. Hopefully, not enough of them to overwhelm me will follow me around the corner. I will hide. In real time, I'll just sit there and hide. And if one of them finds me, I will attempt to punch him unconscious. That's how I play the game.
Yeah. My way of playing the game is I try and sneak up behind them, make sure no one else can see, just heavy punch, back of the head, watch them drop, and then move along.
Do you move the body or do you just leave the body?
Just leave the body.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, I find normally by the time they find the body, I've moved off to somewhere else. It's never been a problem. And then when I come back, there's a guy standing there again. Okay, I'm going to punch you again.
It's not like Hitman or something, or even Metal Gear Solid, where like it's imperative you clean up after yourself.
I think it's
they
meant
kind
to
of
be.
look around and then they go, I can't find him.
I think it's meant to be like that. And if I was playing on a more difficult level, it probably would be.
Sure.
Maybe.
I'll say this though, that's my frustration with it, is that aspect of it. I don't enjoy the stealth fighting. I think it's clunky and not great, and it gets in the way of the bit that I do like, which is the finding,
Yes.
relics and treasures and stuff like that. Because
That
I'll
stuff's
literally,
great.
I'll look, I'll go, can't be bothered. There's 5 guys over there. Fuck it. I guess I don't want to collect that stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Where if that was Skyrim, you'd be like, fucking let's do this.
yeah, I'll just, because you can't. Well, I can't at the moment take on more than a handful of guys at the same time.
Yeah. Look, I think what you need to do is, because you find books and you level up your skills. I think with the whole coming out and finding all the relics, you need to play through the game, level up, and then just go back.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're a lot stronger and just walk around, and then you can do all the collecting.
It took a while to find something, but there's something I actually can't do yet because I need I need a.
Because you need her to be older. Is that it?
I'm sorry,
Just do
Marion.
it.
I'd love to, but
Yeah.
George has written you way too young.
Let
I
me just
need,
drop you off at school, and I'll just.
It says I need a piece of equipment to do something, but I'm like, well, I don't have that, and I don't think I'm likely to get that.
This is one part of the problem, because normally with these types of games, I like to do all the side quests first.
Yeah,
but
I was
with
trying to
this,
clean
you
up.
can't do it. You have to
Yeah.
actually progress the story to come back. There's at one point where, on one level, I came up across something, and I needed something to breathe underwater to progress.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're already there. Yep.
Yeah.
You don't get that on that level. It's a future level till you buy
I
that.
figured that because I was like, why the fuck would I have that at the Vatican?
Yep,
not
that's a
picking
few levels away until you can buy that,
Okay.
which is sort of annoying. So yeah, if you see something you can't do, don't
Don't panic.
panic, don't get too fixated on it. Just continue the story.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is fun.
I'll say this: voice acting doesn't bother me.
I think
Animatics
he did a great
don't
job.
bother me.
No, I find it very distracting. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just I do find it distracting because it just sounds like
I think he does a
Booker.
good job.
I think yeah.
Yeah. I think I get why Todd Howard was like rolling his eyes about it because you read these articles where
Yeah.
everyone suggested Troy Baker. So it's Troy Baker does the voice of Indiana Jones. To me, I know it just sounds like Troy Baker. It just sounds like Booker from Bioshock Infinite because he's, to his credit, he's not trying too hard
Yeah,
to do a Harrison Ford accent, which I guess is
yeah.
good. But it also
An impersonation would get
a
little on the nose too.
I don't know.
quickly,
I just
But yeah, I was just reading Todd Howard was like, I don't want Troy Baker, get anyone else. And then they got down to the last two final guys, Troy Baker and someone else. And all the review, everyone they sort of tested it on went, it's Troy Baker. He's the best one. You have to go him. And he went fine.
he's a good actor. He's just also insufferable in real life apparently now. So
Oh, really?
I just every time I hear his voice, I go, oh yeah, that's right. He's annoying. He got into some NFT thing and was really, I don't know. He just
That's why I don't want to know about
gotten
anyone.
too famous, I think lost. I don't know.
I just assume everyone on TV is a prick.
I don't see voice actors as being pricks though, because I don't
You'd
know.
have to be a hell of a good one to get up on your high horse, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think he is the number one, isn't he?
Sure.
Technically, so
And all those
It's
guys
his
on The
right to be a
Simpsons are
dickhead.
throwing their weight around. Yeah.
yeah.
Like
I want to know one thing though, Luke. You've played the furthest. You say that we punch fascists and we punch Nazis. Do we
Nazis.
punch any Imperial Japanese just for the World War II trifecta?
You don't punch any, but you do shoot some down.
Oh,
Cool.
they come up to you like,
But-
oh, would you like to go on a date, Dr. Jones? And you go, no. Shooting you down.
Punch. I can't believe I have to ask this, but there was a Indiana Jones movie where this happened. So you don't go back in time, do you?
No. Hey, that was a good movie.
Well, technically, if you
Parts
play
of it were a good movie.
the tutorial mission, you do go back
Yes.
in time.
Yeah, true.
And did you see what I mean?
And
Like
that was
it's
quite
just
good.
It was good, but then you just wake up with Marion talk, and it's just weird.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that
like-
was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. The only problem I had with the intro thing, it was fun, it was interesting, but like I have to like compartmentalize it in my head because don't mess with what my
Yeah.
mental layout of that.
Because you've seen
temple
that.
is.
Yeah.
Like that's not how that goes.
But it's a
Like-
dream, so that's why it wasn't
Yeah,
quite the
true.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, it's fine.
Also, I noticed they got actual Hispanic people to do those voices rather than Alfred Molina. I was
Yeah,
disappointed he wasn't
that's
there.
wrong.
But yeah, that's not right. Yeah.
They're learning.
Yeah.
But look, I will finish it just as soon as they release a patch, so I can finish it. It's actually quite annoying. Like I'm close to finishing it.
Do you at some point get into a fight with a very large white man who's blacked up and wearing a turban?
Oh, I've got something to. I've got
Not
something
that
to
I've
say
seen.
to
Classic
that.
Indiana Jones.
Well, I also found out. Yes, because he's also the
He's the Nazi.
the Nazi. Yeah,
Yeah.
from the brawl in the first one. But I also found out he was a pro wrestler. So I think Luke. I think he should be your new favorite wrestler turned actor.
Oh yeah. Is he still
Or maybe
around?
he's my original one.
He's only done blackface once, as far as we know, and that puts him ahead of a lot of people.
I mean, Luke's okay with blackface. We know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Temple of Doom is the best.
Yeah, it's very good.
I haven't watched any of them in ages.
Actually, I've watched Temple of Doom the most recently because
Yeah,
it was
same, I think.
the one I had watched the least frequently for a while. Because I thought it was the worst, but it's not. They're all good.
It's the first one I ever saw. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, same for me.
Oh, is
So,
it?
yeah. So I think that
Which is sort of
We
weird.
seemed to be
why I
on a
like
lot
it so
when we
much.
were kids. I saw them in order, but
But it's sort of weird because it's The Last Crusade is sort of like the one that you'd think would get more airtime because that's sort of more the fun one.
Because I remember Temple of Doom was on TV, which is how I saw it. And then McDonald's we had the 3 videos. I think when Last Crusade came out,
Yes.
you could get the 3 on VHS at McDonald's, and that's how I got them. all.
Temple of Doom is
That's
such a
how I
weird
got
one to
them
be
all
a
too.
family movie. The guy rips out hearts
Yeah.
with his hand.
It's got this great.
But that's why they
super
didn't know what
racist
to
scene at
rate
the
it.
start where they eat weird food, and it's like
yeah, flayed children.
hanging up on the walls.
Yeah,
Although in Pan and
family
Scan,
movie.
I don't think we can
Yes,
see that.
no, we didn't
So,
see any of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we did see the racist food though.
we definitely saw that.
And we did see her say, "Where are we?" And he looks around and he sees one brown person and goes, "India, I guess."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he does know his geography, I guess. We can give kind of a bit of slack.
Yes, probably a lot better than what we do.
Yeah, if I just looked around and said, "Oh, India, probably," that would
Probably
definitely be
in India.
racist.
Well,
his was an informed.
Yes and
racist.
no, Matt, because there's a historic precedent. Have you heard of Christopher Columbus, Matt?
Good
Arrived very close to where you are now and said, "I guess I'm in India."
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Who was it that I heard in an interview recently that was saying that actually a lot of Native Americans resent being called Indigenous or Native Americans and stuff? They're like, no, call us Indians because that at least reminds us that white people are fucking stupid.
All right, so while we're on games, so The Witcher announced. Did anyone hear any more about it? All I've heard is that Siri. It's going to focus on Siri going forward now.
Yeah, you play as Siri.
Did you watch the cinematic?
No,
I saw stills of it. I didn't. I guess I just don't care about it that much. Now that you've said that, I'm like, why didn't I watch that? I guess I'm just not.
I don't know. Just the game.
It
was
reminded
sort of
me.
stuck up this year and just didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it.
No, I would agree with that. But I'd also kind of forgotten about The Witcher too. Do you know there's a new Witcher book that came out this month?
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
it's only in Polish now, so you got to still wait
Right.
for the
Ah.
English. But yeah, the trailer's good. She seems to be taking it very seriously and just killing monsters for like revenge. But I kind of miss Geralt just being like, if you don't pay me, I'm not killing that. You know, like there's something about that character that I like.
That came out nearly 10 years ago. It came out in 2015.
Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that long ago.
it doesn't. But, I mean, we were at PAX Oz when DLC came out. So it's well before I moved. So,
I believe it's a 10-year-old game. I can't believe 2015 is nearly 10 years ago. It's
Yes.
on my mind.
Well, I was thinking too. So I popped this hat on before. This hat I got when we were in
What was that?
Disneyland.
2010? 20... No, that was 2014? 11?
Beginning of
2011,
2011, yeah.
when Dan and I were there.
Yeah.
It was when I got that, which is 13 years ago.
Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
Look, I'm looking forward to when it comes out. And did they say when it's coming out? Is it coming out next year, or is it? This is just the first announcement.
You would think
we've
they'd
got
have
of
learned
it.
from Cyberpunk, and they would not
Yeah,
announce
just
10 years.
we'll just let people know
time.
when it's ready.
Okay, it's at least 2 or 3 years away.
Okay. Announced it too early.
I've got time to play Witcher 3 again. I never actually finished Witcher 3.
Really? Witcher 3 was good. I did rush through
It was very
yeah.
good. I liked it very much, but
There's just so much to do in that game.
I got. I went to do. I was like, I got to wrap this up, and it was like, oh, you won't be able to finish some of these quests, and I was like, I'm never going to do it otherwise if I don't do it now. You've given me too many things to do.
Yeah. It's too fun. Too exciting.
Good game.
yeah.
No, I'm looking forward. I will play Witcher 4 when it comes out, but I'm hoping we don't hear anything else about it until a few months before and go, we're ready.
I realise I still haven't seen all of the Witcher TV series either, and there's no good reason for it, so I need to go back and catch up on that.
I struggled with
Well-
season 2. I just couldn't do
So
it.
did I. I tuned out. Yeah.
Yeah, it did drop off heavily. Season 3,
wanna watch it,
arguably,
though.
is even worse. So, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
right.
it's just
Does it season 3 still
Season
have
was so
Henry,
good.
or is...
it's still got him. Yeah.
Yeah, so season 3 was his last one. Then we go to Luke Hemsworth.
Right.
Yes. Haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, and I'm trying to reserve judgment because, I mean, it sounds like a dumb idea, but do you remember how much we complained about Henry Cavill when we heard he was going to be Geralt?
And he was amazing, and he should stay doing TV.
Even when they put out a little teaser of him
Yeah.
winking and drinking the thing, and we were like, that looks fucking stupid.
We're like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Not my Geralt.
But then,
I do want to play something fantasy again, and I don't want to just pop on Skyrim for the 5th time.
Baldur's Gate
And
3.
I have been thinking about it.
I've got an update on
Definitely
that.
been.
I don't think I talked about this on the podcast yet. I bought it on Xbox
Okay.
because
How
I
is
was
it?
like, I tried to play it on my my Mac last week, and I remembered why I'd stopped playing it.
Yeah.
I think I was playing it on my Mac Studio. When I got the laptop, it doesn't run very well on the laptop. This laptop does a lot of things well. Playing games is not one of them.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to play it, and it was all stuttery. And I was like, oh, that's right, I forgot. That's why I stopped. So I was like, fuck it. I just bought it on the Xbox. It's great. It's,
Awesome. Because I've been a bit worried about playing it on a controller, essentially.
Yeah, no, it is a bit tougher because on the keyboard, obviously, you've got a lot more buttons to push. For,
Yeah.
like controlling things, and with the mouse, you can click things. But they've you get. It's kind of like Dragon Age 2, I guess. You've got the bumper, the triggers open up a context window, and you just choose the thing. It's fine. It's good. It's quite intuitive, actually.
Still
And-
full price for you, Matt?
It was full price at the time. It's on sale now. which
It's
is
on
fucking
sale
annoying.
now.
Yeah,
It's not.
But
Oh, is
whatever.
it? It's not on
Yes.
sale on the.
It's not on
website,
sale
so-
enough that I'm that worried about
No,
it. But I am
it's...
and I guess I could. Actually, probably not, because I think if you've played it for more than 2 hours, they won't let you refund it. So,
No,
and I definitely have. But it also, I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? Because now I can play it on this.
I can
And
tell
I
you
have
how
been
much
playing
now.
on this.
it is, because I have it on my wish list.
Oh, okay.
And in related
Wait a minute.
things,
95
80
for the deluxe.
Yeah, 95 for the deluxe, 83 for the regular.
I had to buy the deluxe because it's the deluxe I have on like on. I was gonna say
And you
PC. PC is not
And
the
you
right
can share
word.
your save
We know
across.
what you mean.
Yeah, on Steam, I
Yeah.
have the deluxe version, and so if I want, and it has cross save.
Yeah.
so that's great too. That works.
Which is,
really
I think, is
well.
amazing when it's like completely different.
But I didn't want to lose items or you know, quests if I didn't get the deluxe
Yep.
version. So I tried because you mentioned, Dan, you use a third-party client for playing Xbox on your handheld. So I got the one. I think it's the same one as your XBX Play or whatever it is. Why is that so much better than the Microsoft one? What the fuck is
Immensely
going on there?
better,
It's just
isn't it?
one guy can do a better job than Microsoft. It supports 1080p, where the Microsoft one only does 720p, and it works basically 100% of the time, where the other one doesn't.
Now,
Correct.
is the Xbox One streaming and the like cloud, the other one streaming off your Xbox, or is it?
No, they're both off your Xbox.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Makes
don't
no
know
sense.
why is the Microsoft one not as good. That seems ridiculous.
Just Microsoft should hire that guy or buy it
Yeah,
out.
buy it. Yeah.
It's so strange. And like, why does theirs only do 720p and his does 1080p? That's so strange. Like, whatever. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for the tip. That's really great.
Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah. It's the only way I do it. But just bear in mind, it doesn't log you off, so your hours can be inflated at the end of the
Yeah,
year.
no, I knew that. I just make sure I turn off the Xbox through the
Actually,
interface when I
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta start doing that
when I
too.
finish.
Otherwise, you'll look like you're one of the you play most in the world when you don't.
He's so bitter. Look at him.
I know he really is. I really
Really
robbed him of
ruined
that
it.
moment. I
You're
felt
gonna
bad
look
later
like-
too because I'm like,
Yeah, you're going to look like you're up there with some of the most important people in the world.
yeah. I should have just lied and said it says 200. He'd be like, yeah, that's about right for you, Danny.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah, I wish I'd realised that it was a mistake beforehand because I hadn't done the maths in my head. So I'll go 1,000 hours. Oh wow, there you go.
Sounds
Without
feasible.
going, that's 10 hours a day.
I didn't do that. Yeah.
I have so little. Don't take this from me.
Yeah, I know.
I can start leaving mine on.
There's more follow up. Did we
what
talk about this
follow-up for?
in the main show last week, or was this after party where we were talking about the old?
The main show, right? With the United Health
Yeah.
shooting.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
why I
think it was in
wouldn't
the
say
main
what
show.
it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was gonna say caught the guy. Caught is an interesting way of putting it. He kind of, it's quite interesting. So I don't know, did we talk about, or did we? I don't think we knew last week. They found his. So okay, back up.
Yeah.
United Health CEO was murdered in New York City by a masked shooter, guy with a hoodie and everything on. And when last we spoke about it, police were still looking for him.
Yeah.
And people on the internet were like, do we need to find him? Because there's been a very strong sentiment that, well, fuck that guy. He was,
He was evil.
yes, he was complicit in the deaths of a bunch of other people. So who cares if he gets murdered? I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure I agree with
I
that.
don't think
logic.
it
All
works that way.
CEOs should be gunned down in the streets. I
That
guess is
certainly
the-
some
is the
people have been
takeaway.
saying that. Yeah, and I think that's an interesting take.
But I do like that people are being called down on it too. I was watching Piers Morgan the other day, and they had this woman on. She was like, and he was a CEO of a health fund, and he's like, so
So we can
what?
just murder him.
Yeah, she's like, so good that he's dead. He's like, where do you draw the line of who it would be good to be dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like people are very openly talking about it in a way that surprises me sometimes.
Well, a lot
Yeah.
of the time,
Hang on a minute. I thought we
The
all
reason
agreed
why
that
the-
murder is quite bad,
well,
regardless.
where
Yeah.
do you draw the line?
What
So
if
a
he'd
lot
come
of
up
time-
behind him and raped him? Was that better or worse?
But look,
Right?
what I'm saying is, like, where do you draw the line? Like, because a lot of times CEOs are like this, not because they want to, it's because they have to keep their stakeholders happy or they lose their jobs. So
Also,
Yeah.
we don't know that this guy's corrupt
Yeah.
or anything.
He could be
we
the
certainly
most
don't know.
useless CEO, and it's just his underlings did all this. I mean, probably not, but I mean, it's still. So he got murdered. The guy escaped. Since last week, some interesting stuff happened. They found the guy's backpack in Central Park. It was full of Monopoly money, which is very funny. I don't know what that's about. I can assume it's some statement about CEOs and big.
This is the only money I've got, or something.
Yeah.
I also thought, we were talking about maybe this is a hitman, and we know now it's not. It's not. But like maybe that was here's what I got paid to do this hit.
I don't. That's how little I care. I got paid Monopoly money. I just wanted this guy dead. And then, like 3 or 4 days later, everyone's thinking this guy's gone. Because he could have left the country. He could have been in South America, never to be caught, right?
Yep.
Then he turns up at a McDonald's in Connecticut with, like 3 or 4 days later, with all the stuff from the murder
which
that
is
he had
such
left.
the weird thing. Like, he had everything with him still.
And
like,
a 3-page document that says, I did it, here's why I did it. And then he just sat there at McDonald's, and someone at McDonald's called the cops.
Yep.
Because he was like, went in wearing the clothes from the, like, he basically, like he had just walked from the murder to the McDonald's, which obviously he didn't. But
And we did find out, so it was his mother.
that's what I read, although I'm not seeing that reported widely, so maybe that's not true.
We don't really know. But just to back up a bit, it was a McDonald's staff member that called the police.
Yeah.
So
that guy's wearing his costume.
that guy's here.
In the McDonald's. And he's got
But
the
did you
gun
see
on the
last week
table.
there was we joked about Thomas Crown Affair putting people in hoodies and stuff all around. People dressed like that and went to New York to
Yes, there was a lookalike
solidarity. Oh God, was
What?
there? Yeah, right.
Yeah, everyone dressed up as him.
Okay, that's gone a bit far.
So 2 things funny about the McDonald's employee. Number 1 is it's given cannon fodder to all other burger joints. I mean, that Burger King put on Twitter right after that, snitches get stitches or something like this. And which I think is very funny. But also, evidently, there was a tip line with a $10,000 reward.
Yeah, did they
But he
get
didn't
that?
call that. No, he didn't call that. He called the police.
Yeah.
He should still get the money for that. Like, that seems a bit wrong. Like, because calling a tip line, they're probably not going to be there in time because they're going through thousands of tips.
And I also, it's very interesting. I'm fascinated to see what this guy has to say in court. His name's Luigi, the Luigi Mangione. I guess the murderer. I guess is the correct word.
the killer.
He did do a murder, so don't get upset that I'm calling him a murderer.
I've seen him do it, Matt.
Yeah,
I've fucking
there's a
seen
video
him do
of
it.
He did do a murder. He clearly wanted to get caught, right?
Yeah, if he didn't dump all of his stuff,
There's no
when
way
he had days to do it.
he
He
executed.
wrote on the bullets.
He executed the murder the way that he did. He was very efficient, very precise, very knowledgeable, took the escape route, got on a bus, left the city. It was all very organized, and he did like a good job of the murder. You know what I mean? And then he just accidentally walked into a McDonald's with all the murder stuff on a table.
And a signed
And then-
confession.
Yeah, so I don't know why he didn't turn himself in, if that's what he wanted to do. He did
Maybe
this
he hadn't
instead.
decided to yet.
Well, I
So
actually
it's just
have.
very interesting.
Oh, I
Why
see,
did
see.
he do it this way? Like he could have just gone.
Why did Oswald go to the movies?
No. But Oswald wasn't trying to get caught. It
Yeah,
seems like this guy went to the
definitely,
McDonald's and was looking to get caught for some reason. Like
I assume
I don't know if we're going to hear much from the trial. From what I've heard, is he's not been very cooperative at the court
That's so
and stuff,
strange.
sort of
Then why was
screaming
why
and
was
yelling
he in the
and.
McDonald's with all the stuff with a piece of paper?
Yeah, just run away.
There's 3 pages about it saying just to save you time. I didn't have any accomplices. Like he knew he was going to get picked up that day.
And just to be clear, they have no clues. He didn't have to go to Guatemala. He could have just taken the hat off and gone back and stood on that corner.
Yeah.
Like-
Well,
I mean,
no, the photo was out there, and that's how he was also recognised. Like he
That's true.
wouldn't have been able to
He might have
hide.
got picked up.
Yeah,
But like, only if he had not fled the country. Like he could have gotten away.
Yeah, he had
this-
time to
Yeah.
go to the airport. He had 3 days
But
to
he-
get to the airport instead
but
of
he
going
didn't.
for Macca's.
And I just wonder why. Or maybe you're right. Maybe he was overconfident about he could just go home and they'd still never catch him. And he was like, we'll see what happens. And then after a couple of days, he was like, fuck. No, they are going to
they
get
got
me
me.
eventually. Maybe I better just
But-
do it my way or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, it's just the keeping
And before
the bag
that,
in the
fuck,
gun.
I want a
and-
cheeseburger.
Yes, before I go eat that prison food.
Eat all those prison dicks.
But I know. I'm curious to see what he has to say.
I hope we
Because-
do get to hear it.
The stuff like the Monopoly money in the bag, the words on the bullets. It seems like he's going to say something interesting, right?
I wonder whether they'll try and block him from getting on the stand because it's too inflammatory. Like, you know what I mean? Like the things he'll say will definitely be.
Well,
The
any
internet-
lawyer worth their pay would make sure he does not get up on that stand.
He's got a very high-priced fancy lawyer now. Of course he does.
Okay.
It's a very high-profile case. They all.
It's not the OJ lawyer or someone, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but no,
That's
they
a-
will not let him.
Oh yeah, that's a
testify.
Kardashian.
I think it's a woman. But the
It's not the one Johnny Depp fucked, is it?
It's Amber Heard.
Apparently, she's moved to a different country and changed her name now.
Amber Heard has?
Apparently, I just read the headline.
Is it Amber Turd? That would be very funny. She's like, you know what? I like that. I'm going to embrace
Yeah,
it.
that works. Yeah.
But like the way people are talking about it online, it surprises me how much people are like, it's good that he was murdered. Like that surprises me. That sentiment. Like, I guess it shouldn't here in America because those companies are awful.
Yeah, I wanted to
But-
clarify that before for non-Americans. You know, say in Australia, for example, or in Europe, a medical insurance company is something that you pay for benefits. You
Yeah.
get it for free, but you can do it this way instead. But in America, you essentially need to have this to have any medical
And
stuff
it's
at all, right?
basically, I mean, it's become almost a scam. Is it like because if you don't have health insurance, like if you break your arm, they won't fix it if you don't have insurance because or it's going to cost you like literally like
Yeah, you don't
potentially
want them to
tens of
fix it.
thousands of dollars. Yeah, exactly. People will just not go to the hospital because, but like there's people. It's a joke almost. People go, "Don't call me an ambulance. You've been shot in the face." I don't care. Don't call me an ambulance. I don't want to pay for it. Like, it's fucking expensive.
Whereas, yeah,
And
if
then-
we were to
and then-
break our arm, go to emergency, they'd put us in the car, send us on our way, and we wouldn't even get a bill.
Yes, and this company that the guy was the CEO of is apparently has the highest rate of claim
One of the
denials,
shitty
which is
ones.
where they and then people were telling stories online. I don't know if we talked about this last week. I think we did, where someone said that they broke a limb in a different state
Oh yeah.
to where they
yeah.
lived, and so they denied it and they wouldn't pay for
I've
it.
also heard of hospitals saying, "Oh no, we don't accept that one," like for
Yeah,
various.
that's true. My
What?
for
Companies.
example, my dentist, right? I've been going to my dentist for so long that I actually just don't care. I'm going to keep going anyway. It's not covered most of the stuff at the dentist because, like, if I had something expensive, I would have to go somewhere else
right
because
yeah.
it's not feasible. But I get the email and they go, you know, your dentist's out of network. They call it.
Huh.
I'm like, I don't care. I like my dentist. Like,
Hot is she? Is she hot? Must be hot.
no, it's a nice. The facilities aren't always that great here. It's just
Okay.
different here, man. Like I think when
Right.
you find something good, you kind of just have to sometimes suck it up and pay the $30 or whatever it is to get them to clean your teeth. It's every
Yeah.
6 months, you know.
Yeah.
But
I do not go every 6 months.
No.
I know I should, but
the other thing that surprised me is I like bags. I don't think this is going to surprise you guys. Maybe the listeners don't know this about me, but I like bags. I don't know why. And it's a bag company that I really like called Peak Design. I've got a lot of Peak Design stuff.
I mean, it sounds posh.
So Peak Design make the backpack that Luigi was wearing when he committed the murder, and they're very distinctive. Because
And now they're sold
I wanna
out.
Look at it now.
well, it's been interesting. So when in the footage you can see it's a Peak Design everyday backpack. 30
I don't know why I
on his
thought
back.
typing in Luigi bag was going to give me anything but this.
You did it. You brought up Peak Design.
Oh yeah, I've
No.
seen bags like this
Oh, okay.
before.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have that particular bag, but I've got a couple like it, and and people recognized it because they're quite distinctive. It's a camera bag, basically. What
$530
is it? Australian?
Australian
Jeez. All right.
for the small one.
Oh, these
the
are
big one's
nice,
only
though.
$30 more. That
good
makes no
bags.
sense to me.
MKBHD uses one for context. Like they're very popular in tech and camera and stuff. So people recognized it, and then there was a thing where the New York Times ran an article that said the CEO of Peak Design, I'm blanking on his name, it'll be in the article, Peter Daring, said he woke up the morning after and had all these texts from people going, that guy was wearing your backpack, like in the murder. And he was like, what? And so he said in this article that he called the tip line and confirmed that, yeah, that's one of our bags. It was they were manufactured in this year, that kind of stuff. And then the cop said to him, can you track the sale of that? And it's a little vague in the article. It's confusing, but he does say that he checked with his lawyer to see what information was appropriate for him to provide, given their privacy policy or everything. And people are fucking furious about it, calling him a rat, and like in the Peak Design subreddit, it is flooded with people going, "Oh, I found fucking rat feces in my Peak Design bag. Won't be buying anything from them again." Like,
So it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, this guy's wears it. We all have to buy it now. It's this guy's a rat. We can't buy it. We have to.
it was a
boycott
brief
now.
period where everyone was like, "What a great backpack!"
Yeah.
Because they were supporting him, and now the CEO is, and because people are like jumping to conclusions where
They're
it's
like, wait, that
so
company has a CEO too?
the backpacks have serial numbers, right? And you can
Right.
register them, and it's for like because it's got a lifetime warranty, right?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
want it for 500 or whatever Australian, right?
Yeah.
So and they're good about it. Like they'll fucking replace it if anything happens to it. Like
Okay. But look, he did say he went to check with his lawyer to go, what can we do without
the
legally?
narrative became he fucking identified him. He turned him in. He told him who, and it's like no. No one
just
said
said that we
And in
had-
fact,
yeah.
And
Yes, he got his
they had
bag
to put
for
out a
us.
statement yesterday saying, "Hey, just to clarify, that article is a bit misleading and there's a lot of misinformation. We didn't give him any information about him. We didn't have any information about him. In fact, the backpack he's wearing is an old one that didn't have the
Right.
system up and running or whatever. Like the system, it's like any warranty. You can register your product,
But you
It's-
don't
people
have
are
to.
like- yeah. But anyway, people.
I've
are
never
fucking
registered a product
furious
in
at
my
him about
life.
it.
No.
So
Well, it's because we're in Australia, we've got a good free warranty anyway, as long as you can show you purchased it.
True.
I'll go to the subreddit right now, and I bet you there's going to be
just-
a handful because they keep. And the other thing is too that the mods keep deleting them, but then people just keep posting them.
Just people are so weird. I can't
I
see.
know, that's so funny, isn't it? Who
Yeah.
gives a shit?
Like,
Peter Deering.
why are we
shame on
joking about
you.
this guy being murdered? It's not actually a good thing. It's not going to.
Yeah. Also, anyone who works at an insurance company can be murdered and you'd be happy, or just the CEO? Like,
yeah, it's
what
just-
about deputy CEO? What about CCO? Like, at what point is it like?
What about the
"Whoa,
person
no,
who's getting a bonus for when they deny and stretch stuff out?
Mm.
Who's just on the phones?
Yeah. What about the person who gave them that script and told them they have to do it? Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee the CEO is not the one doing that.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. I'm like I said,
sad.
I'm surprised at how many people are like, it is good that that man was murdered in the street.
Yeah.
In front of an innocent woman who was standing there and had to run, flee the scene. Like, it's
Yeah.
good that that happened. Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I mean-
it's every American's right to gun down your enemies.
It's good that the conversation about healthcare is happening as a
But
result.
it's
Like,
sad that that's how
good.
it had to happen.
Yes, yes. It's horrible that that's how it had to happen. Frankly, yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, you do have a president who said, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, true.
No, he's president-elect. Thank you
It's
very
not,
much.
it's not the president again yet.
Yeah.
He will be, but he's not.
Yeah,
yet.
and then he will be forever because he'll somehow change it. Vladimir Putin style.
They already said that they're going to look at changing the way the elections are done.
Well, I
of all
remember
the
when he
fraud,
came
Dan.
out,
It's 'cause
we
of
were
all the
talking to the
fraud.
Christians. He was like, don't worry, vote this one time.
Yeah, I
It's the
know.
last time you'll have to vote.
What?
Is it because he is going to change it, or is it just because it's the last time you need to vote? Because
I think it's because
I
the
don't
last time
care
he can
after
run.
me.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
I
that's what
can't
he means.
go
yeah.
in my, so I don't care after that.
They're saying they want voter ID and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what he can get
Well,
away
that-
with.
all they need is a big book, and they need a little person there, old person with the ruler who goes through and marks your name off. Works great.
And they're
for
like,
me.
you're not here. And I'm like, you're spelling it wrong. And I've spelled it for you twice now.
It's funny, right? Because the stuff
Give me my
that people
sausage.
are worried about, right? I know for a fact that
Democracy
the
sausage.
lefty people are worried about stuff Trump's going to do, and the righty people are horrified by all the stuff that Biden did. That I don't know what it is, but they're all really mad about it. And then I was listening to a
don't like it.
podcast the other day about because you have to talk about this these days about like woke culture and all this kind of stuff, and they were talking about how all this stuff with critical race theory in schools and all this stuff that everybody's worried about, and it just made me realize from talking to friends who have kids, because I am concerned about my daughter going to school here, but not because of that. Opposite
Yeah.
of that, because we have friends who pulled their kid out of school because they were teaching them too much, like it's a little bit religious-y, and it's like they teach them this whitewashed version of Christopher Columbus, you mentioned before, like he's a good, what a great guy and all this kind of stuff. Like, no, actually, that's not true. And so I just thought it was interesting that like there's this perception, certainly online, that they're teaching your kids all this, left stuff. But the reality on the ground seems to be that like
Okay.
it's the
That is-
opposite.
Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
help when you
But
have
is that
a
just my
Senate-
perception of it? And are they actually seeing the same thing from a different perspective? That's
But it doesn't help. Remember,
just
there was a
interesting.
few years ago, you had one of your senators get up and ask a question about there being cat litters in school for
Yeah.
children that identify as cats, and that was a serious question.
yeah, because it's some Facebook thing that keeps going around.
Yeah.
The trans issue,
Yeah,
I reckon that's
Right.
why none of the fucking middle America voted, because they're like, I'm sick of hearing the word trans every 5 minutes.
100%. Yeah, and like how many trans people are there? There's not a lot. It's like a minuscule number of people. Do we really need to be this fucking obsessed about it, like as a culture?
Yeah, yeah. Should they have rights, same as everyone else? Absolutely.
Yes.
100%, full stop.
like,
no if, ands,
why
or
is this
buts.
all we talk
Why are
about
we still
now?
talking about it?
Yeah,
And
just
why,
let them
if
do
you've got
let them
any
do their thing.
questions,
Who
yeah,
gives a
just
shit?
do whatever. Yeah.
Because it's always like, what if this trans kids get into the wrong sexist sport? So it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
How often is that going to happen? Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, I really don't think that's going to be a problem.
You got bigger things to worry
Because guess
about.
what? Guess what? Big boys beat me at fucking sports as well. Right?
Yeah. But then there was that Olympics thing that was. Did we ever follow up on that?
Oh, the boxing one?
I don't think we followed up on it.
There was a wrestler or whatever too, and I think
Yeah.
Yeah, it was two different,
turned
but the
out that we
boxing
don't
one was
even-
the one that was big news here.
it was really like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. From what I read, vagina, internal testicles.
Cool.
I don't know. I think they should cancel the Olympics anyway.
Yeah.
I think they should go back to the
original.
original. I think they should do it in the nude, like the original Olympics,
Yeah. Then we'd know.
More viewers.
and we'd know.
Yeah.
Show us your internal testicles. Oh, I put them away.
Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that my real life experience with people who have kids at school or whatever is just very different to what everyone keeps saying online at the moment. Which
Yeah,
is that,
funny.
Like, they're trying to like
Well, it's
turn
the
everybody
thing that
into like gay trans kids or whatever, and it's just
Well,
really
My daughter
seems
had
like
to
it's the
design her
opposite.
own NRL jersey last week, so they're
Oh,
definitely
awesome.
not in any.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. And I live.
I've got it on.
New
It's
England.
pinned up on the wall.
I live in New England, which is one of the leftiest parts of America, and they're not. I don't know,
Look,
it doesn't seem
no,
like they're-
all it is
But then
is-
I'm like, is it colleges? Is that the problem? And I
no.
haven't gotten to
What
that
it
point
is, I can tell you what it is. It's fear mongering.
yet. Yeah, you're right.
That's all it is,
Yeah,
and it works. Story gets out there, people believe it, and then you prey on their fears. And then, but if you vote for me, I'll fix that. Even though,
But what do
they're
you
saying
think? Do
isn't
you
a thing.
think more people on the left, I mean, I hate talking in these terms, but it's just become impossible to discuss it in any other way. Do you think that the like woke people on the left are talking about trans more than conservative people on the right?
No.
Like
No, I
getting
don't.
out, you hear more right wing stuff about it.
Complaining about it. Yeah, certainly. That might just be what the media that I'm exposed to. Because I think the other thing too is I'm trying to be more aware of the fact that I guess I listen to, or I'm familiar with stuff that's either like claims it's middly and it might be a little bit over to the conservative side, just because I'm older now. Whereas some of the the stuff the kids listen to, like there's podcasts that I've looked, because I try to make sure I, check out
Get
what
the whole
everybody's
story.
saying, and some of the super lefty ones are fucking painful. I'm just like, I'm not going to listen to that.
I think the super righty ones are painful, and the super lefty ones are
that's
painful.
true.
I mean, I'm a radical centrist, which is why, like, I'll listen to Sam Harris and I'll be like, I believe in pretty much 50% of what you say, you know? But I'm also of a generation that can like someone and be a fan of them without agreeing with them. Like, there's
that's
plenty
true.
of people, like, I would have to say I'm a fan of Jordan Peterson because I fucking find him so interesting.
Really?
But I don't like what he says, but I'll love watching him debate people.
Really? I find him
Yeah.
fucking painful to listen to. Mm-hmm. He's not. He makes no sense to me. He just.
But that's because he's he's not a scientist. He's just a fucking philosopher. So you can say whatever.
Like, did you watch that? I know. I think you said you turned it off. That conversation with Richard Dawkins.
Couldn't do it. He was so fucking.
So wait. Which one was annoying to you? Which one
No.
did you find
He
annoying?
was annoying, of course, but I just. Here's the thing: if I'm
You
watching,
can't answer a fucking question. Do you think that Jesus literally rose from the dead? Well, that's a difficult question. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not. It's
it's
quite
one
a
of the
simple
most
question.
important theoretical. Yeah. We've all agreed
sure.
on that.
Yes,
Well, I just
or
want to
no.
know
I
if he
don't know
rose
how to
from the
answer
dead.
that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Don't answer that?
Yeah. Well, he can't, because if he says no,
Yeah.
of course not, it's a myth, then half of his
Yeah.
constituent will stop listening.
painful
Because
to listen to.
he was also on somebody else the next day, and they were like, "Oh, he asked you if there was a virgin birth," and he's like, "Yeah, I know," like as if there wouldn't be. Yeah.
It's so fucking painful. I can't
Yeah.
stand him.
But I'm exaggerating, obviously, when I say I'm a fan of his. I can't
He's
look away.
interesting.
It's like a car accident. But also, he debates people that I like, so I think that's why he.
But
like,
is
I
it really
like.
debating?
No, it's no,
Well,
it's
he's very
definitely not.
popular, so he's the one to argue with.
Yeah.
If you,
But you're not really debating, because the debate has actual points behind it, instead of just
just talking in
Yeah.
circles.
And this is definitely not that. This is just two people with rhetoric thrown at each other.
Yeah.
But I'll say this though, fucking YouTube is confused what I want to watch at the moment, because
Sure.
like
We've been watching Piers Morgan.
you go down but that's the thing, you go down a rabbit hole and you watch one Piers Morgan, one Jordan Peterson, and something else, and then it's like, and a Joe Rogan, and then it's like, okay, Daddy, here you go, here's RFK, here's fucking
God.
you just get spammed. They just go, oh, okay, this guy's
Apparently, we're trying to do away with the polio vaccine now. Thanks, guys. Anyway, this is
What?
not funny. Yeah,
That's not funny at all.
He's
Do I need to read you some
he's looking into
polio
it.
statistics? Is
No,
it
you don't need
is
to
that
tell
where
me.
we're at?
Tell me, mate.
You don't want polio. You do not want that.
No, I don't.
No.
Well, I'm already vaccinated, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess I mean you, as in America.
yeah.
But how could that even be a consideration? That is funny, because it's so stupid.
Because maybe it causes autism, even though it doesn't. That's why. Anyway, we're having this conversation again over here. Apparently.
If you asked me if I'd prefer autism or
Yeah, I
polio,
know.
you know what I'd say?
Yeah.
Let's move
I'd say,
away from
deal
this.
me some blackjack.
Let's move away from this.
Sure.
Let's talk about some Hans.
Okay. Which
What's
Hans do you want
happened?
to talk about? Hans Gruber?
Well, it's that
it is
time of year.
Christmas.
Yeah. No, Hans Zimmer has been disqualified from receiving an Academy Award for the Dune Part 2 score because...
Disqualified is the wrong term. He's not allowed to enter. right?
I guess, yeah. Well,
He didn't
was-
enter, show everyone his dick, and
Well,
now
no,
he has to
was
go
they
home.
were still trying to enter, weren't they?
They submitted it, and it got
Yeah.
it's disqualified because.
No, it's not admissible.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right.
No, but
fair.
he did admit it, and they went.
He doesn't
"No."
qualify. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah. So it's just because there's not enough new music
stuff.
in the Dune 2 score.
Because did he win it last year?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he won for Dune Part 1, and they're like, well, most of the score for Dune 2 is the stuff you did for Part 1. Like,
Yeah.
You know,
Is
But
that
still
true,
really
Matt?
good.
From as a musician, is that probably true?
well, it must be. They've obviously done. Like,
Oh,
obviously,
don't. I trust you more than I trust them to identify that. I wouldn't.
Yeah, no. Well, you do, right? You use the same themes and stuff. Like for
Yeah.
example, I guess same would apply. Let's look at Indiana Jones, right? If you
Yeah.
take Raiders of the Lost Ark and then you take Temple of Doom, like there's new stuff in Temple of Doom, but there's also the dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. And if you use
Every
too
time he
much of the
swings on
same
something.
stuff you did in the first one, the themes and stuff, then they go, well, you already won for that, mate.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
they'll change the theme slightly, but it's still building off that original,
Yeah.
so it's not really
James
new.
Bond have figured out every way to do those three chords.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And then so there are new things in Dune Part 2. There's the the love theme, the what's it, A Quiet Time for something or other, and some other stuff. But yeah, I guess
This
they-
is-
Is there
Think-
is there a theme? Is there a music cue just for when Javier Bardem is fucking hilarious?
This is weird though. It's still up for
did?
eligible for Critics' Choice and Golden Globe.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess they don't have the same rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's got their own rules.
yeah. It's like the percentage of new music or new themes has to be.
I
and it's not
have
like
a theory.
it's not like he just copied and pasted the music. It's just that you
Yeah, they re-recorded it. He just wrote it with the same, with
use
the same themes.
notes. Yeah.
Don't go to the comments.
Oh, why?
You won't like the comments.
What do the comments say? They pooping on Hans.
His Dune scores are generic and forgettable. Zimmer has been phoning it in for a while now. He's just returning to his roots, I
funny.
suppose, because I remember him from his Jerry Bruckheimer days, and his scores were complete background noise that was occasionally annoying. That's just a
Wow.
start.
So look, Matt, I'll let you keep reading, and I've obviously I like him, but not as much as you love him.
Sure.
You want to kiss him and have his babies, but I know he gets a lot of credit for the new, Interstellar and Inception. But we had The Lion King on here last week, and that is some of the
incredible.
best music in any film of any genre in the history of cinema. In fact, if you had to pick one, I wouldn't even like one film score that just sounded like a movie score. I wouldn't even pick anything from John Williams. That all sounds like John Williams. This just sounds like the movies.
And it's not just the. I think people sometimes think of the songs.
The songs.
Like-
yeah, no, I'm not talking about the
the
songs.
score.
I'm talking about the fucking orchestral score.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, he's not underrated. He won the Oscar for it. But
Yeah, that was his first one. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I think people forget that that's the same guy.
But yeah, with John Williams, it is John Williams. Like Harry Potter and Star Wars, you can hear that's John Williams.
And
He's
this
Superman as well.
conversation, particularly
Yeah.
about Hans, happens all the time because he says, right, like, yeah, John Williams gets brought up a lot, and Elliot Goldsmith and all these not classic, but like 70s, 80s, 90s. I guess 90s is when it started to shift. And he says, like, why do you want to do that again? Right? Like when we did Dune, people went and saw Dune and they were like, wow, why isn't there an orchestral score in this? And then his
It
argument
sounded
was,
fucking awesome.
his
Throat
argument
singing
was,
and electric guitar.
why would they have a fucking violin on this planet? And then,
Yeah.
he's like, didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something different.
Well, it would have been
Some
like if
people
they'd
don't like
originally they were going to put a disco score in the original Star Wars. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
Yes, because it was the 70s, and that's
Yeah.
what was big. And
That does exist.
yes, I love that song. I forget who it's by. I used to remember.
My favorite version is just that Saturday Night Live sketch that's just Bill Murray singing Star Wars. The movie's called Star Wars.
You know, like the,
Well, don't you-
the Princess Leia,
Leia
Carrie
singing.
Fisher singing it on
No,
Holiday
no,
Special.
I don't.
I do.
I had
love it.
nightmares about that.
But anyway, yeah, Hans is not able to get an Academy Award again.
I think
it's fine. He already got
if he
one.
was runner-up, if he didn't win it last year, they would have let him back in to
Probably.
win it this year. I think it's because he won. I think that's the reason.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's not fair for him to win twice in a row with the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely different movie, completely new score, just 2 years in a row, no problem.
Yeah. And if he had you would never do this though. You would like just, you know what? I'll do a new theme for Paul kind of thing. Like, no, you wouldn't do that. You would,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the themes over.
Of course, yeah. You want to. That's what you want to hear, and you want to recognize.
also-
That's what a theme is for.
Yeah. But also I do understand where they're like, let's give someone else a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to win again for the same themes.
So let's give Luke a go.
I read
Do it.
this week that there was one Academy Awards, one of the early on, I guess before they worked out all the kinks, where somebody accidentally got 2 awards for the same role.
That's funny.
It was a movie about a war veteran, and they needed to find someone who had no arms because
Right.
special effects aren't at the point in the 40s or whatever this was where you could just do that Lieutenant Dan style. And they found a real returned serviceman and who'd never acted
Slash
before
actor.
but had no arms. Yeah, or don't say slash. But he did it, and it was really good. And so they gave him an honorary Academy Award for it early on in the
then a real
ceremony. But then he won it
Actually
for
won.
Best Actor.
Oh,
yeah,
That's funny.
Well, it's
Yeah.
sort of a bit of a
He won Best
it's a bit
Actor
of a
and
dick
Worst
move
Actor.
to give an honorary award for someone who's even like nominated. Like it's
I think back then nominations weren't as like these are the 5 nominations as they are today. It must have been different.
something because
You must have just not known if you were nominated until you got there.
yeah. Because while it would have been nice to get the honorary, but when you actually win, you go, well, that means nothing, and that's
Yeah.
sort of a bit
And
insulting
surely-
now.
Surely like am I nommed or not? But also
Yeah.
like clearly you didn't think I was going to win, and you gave me this
Yeah.
like a good try.
Yeah.
But also you telling me that at one point the person putting this card in the envelope and the person putting this card in the envelope aren't the same person. There's no one person who knows what all the awards are.
Well, I don't know. I think that might be true because it. Cause don't
Yeah, I
they
guess
have-
so.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit mean for everybody to get up and clap for him.
If you want more champagne comedy like that, you're going to have to come to the after party.
What's the after party, Dan?
After party is the other half of the show that you only get if you support us over on Patreon. So go to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm or just go to our site, multiplenerdgasm.com, and follow the links. You can just become a patron for free and just you get our updates. And if you just want to be part of it, just see what we're doing, that's fine. There's $1 a month tier where you get the audio and video in your feed a day early. Is that correct? Is that
Yep,
right? Yeah.
that's right. Yep.
And then there's a $5 a month tier where you get it early still, and you get a little bonus. You get the after party.
Yeah.
And there's a
rest of the
special
show.
$100 tier, which
Oh yeah.
you have to pay for that and see.
I don't
We'll
know
try
what
it.
That is.
Pay the $100 and find out.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.